Do you guys ever sit around and wonder when you're playing a video game if, like, the people you're fighting, like, actually, like, have meetings and stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, we gotta kill this guy. He's like the guy who's gonna come and slay the dragons and stuff." You guys ever actually think that? I know I don't. You guys ever actually even think? Because I get the idea. Most people I meet are those characters, and the only reason I would even think that is because you play a video game that's like 400,000 hour long. You start to be like, damn, what the fuck are these stupid people so stupid for? And why are they like the same fucking thing? Although that really takes like 2 months. And if you're a living being, what you would do if you came to Earth is you would like get away from them as fast as possible. But then you learn that all the humans are predators. Is that why they do what they do? Is that how they appear and force their way into your life and force storylines? You ever think that when you're playing a video game? You ever think you're like playing Morrowind and you're swinging your sword at the skeleton warrior and you're like, God damn, these are predators. They just won't stay the fuck away from me. You never think that, do you? But you do if you're immersed in the game. You would if you were immersed in the game and you're trying to take a break and you're just like, fuck it. Like I played Morrowind and shit. I quit before I even left the first town because it was like fucking long and drawn out. You know, and took an arrow to my knee. It's like, okay, I'll fucking get my neck chopped repeatedly. Stop whining like a bitch. And the other person's like, I got the gout. I got the gout. And you're like, Jesus, fuck, I've got like fucking poison. I got a poison cast on me. I got fucking degeneration spell cast on me. You got the gout. Hey, you want like a birthday gift for that or some shit? You fucking, you got any cake? Yeah, where's the ice cream? Let's celebrate. You know, like, you would really like, I mean, for me, I'd play even that game in like 4 hours into it. After I design my character, I'm like, fuck this, we are done. Like, this is boring. But that's what Earth is really like. That's what it feels like being here. Fucking. And I had to like, it took to like the year that, is the same number of perfect vision for me to get that vision, to put it together. Ah, shit, you see, it's so immersive here that it fucking makes me vomit being here, just thinking about it. Thinking about the people here. Like, I've been like sick since I was like 2 from humans being around me. And by 2, I mean like 6 or 8, because I don't think the Earth even began until like 1984. I think we're hinting at something with the story, 1984. I think they're hinting that I was born into that world, because that is this world. And as always, a few lies and deceptions are thrown into it, so. And hell, I'm going to reach out on a limb here and assume that I'm not getting sick because I'm actually sick because of it. I'm getting sick because the neural network that you're linked to play the Earth game, and you just press a button and it chooses, you know, oh, act nauseous, you know, like Elon Musk is trying to do with monkeys. You can just press K on the keyboard for puke. And then the monkey feels nauseous, right? So, but you guys don't know what you do y'all? I've been like noticing this. Like, there's no way in hell you guys take your toddlers and your wives into a boardroom meeting since my birth and been like, like shaking the shit out of your toddler, like, this is some serious shit. We're going to die if we don't get rid of this fucking God person. And then so you guys drug me in like a large concerted fucking effort. And after so long, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck you guys are so concerted if there's no fucking way in hell you guys could fucking perform tricks like that. That's highly networked. As a living being, I flow. Don't do I don't do fucking circus tricks. Like that's a given fucking standard right there and shit. I've always found that confusing how fucking musicians go on stage and they play the same fucking 12 songs over and over and over and over their whole life. It's like, I can't even play the same song a few times. It's boring, it's stupid. Why would I do that? Here we are, 40 years later. And I'm like, oh. It might have something to do with how I just say a band's name and the musicians on the stage start to tune to that, or I say a song name and they start to tune to that song. I kind of get the idea that it's linked to that. Pretty sure. Person who's probably never actually even played that song. Probably never actually heard it if we would have requested a backstory to the person before they came on stage, before they appeared for the first time, maybe in their existence, right? Stop me when I'm wrong, because I kind of get the idea that I might be the only one seeing this, and because I can add everything else up. I can like I lived through this story that these people who fail kindergarten and couldn't fucking possibly build these cities all fucking repeat. They can't repeat basic math. They can't repeat basic ABC 1, 2, 3, at least before 2010. There was some weird shift where all of a sudden it didn't matter anymore that 80% of the world was illiterate. Now they're online and they're literate. It's fucking, do you believe in magic? I should have fucked down. I believe it's technology, but let me cast the fireball spell with the sun. That's how it works, son. We each get our own little universe to play with, right? Except for I would have never been here this long. Although I did come here sick as hell and wanting to die to escape it, so that does kind of signal I might have dabbled in Earth before, because that's exactly, like, we're going right back to how I felt when I was a kid, but now I understand, and I'm not being blinded by abusers as much as I was. You got the predators, fucking, they call themselves humans, I think. I think they probably still would, so they want to keep the word human. Let's redefine human. It begins with their line, and their predation begins with lying about being living beings, I think. Pretty sure on that. But, I mean, that's just one. Let's ignore that and just look at every other word they say. Seems all pretty set up. You get a $250,000 before someone's sent to kill you, who's going to die in the process of it. If I got killed, I wouldn't need $250,000, would I? I'd be in heaven. You don't need money in heaven. You got all the baby dicks and shit you want. You never need money again. fucking more baby dicks than you can ever imagine, apparently. But, yep, it didn't work that way. It just sat there, and as incompetent as the human race is, it just can't achieve these victories every time they mount together to try to kill me, or they suppress my life from going anywhere I want, which forces it another way, which suggests rail-based game that I have no fucking choice what to do here. And that's probably accurate, because we couldn't reach 2020 as the point where I fucking asked to see anything if the humans hadn't did this slow but steady laid out fucking action that would force me into testing the waters and asking what the waters really were. And then it actually showing at that same time. It's like that took a lot of effort to make 40 years be the year of vision. And another major reason why Earth probably didn't exist until 1984 is that technically it's not 40 years, but in the humans' minds, that was 40 years for me. Let's not argue with humans too much. You're going to go nowhere in life. What are they currently arguing about? Good thing I don't know. But I can tell you, it's never changed. I can tell you that. It's the same fucking 7 sentences they've been saying. No matter which 1,000-mile mark you travel to after 4 decades. It's weird shit. It's weird after like the first minute. It's not really a minute, probably like 20 minutes or 2 days. You're like, huh, it's like the same fucking personality and dialogue. It's weird shit. Fucking better avoid this, because I've already had this conversation with 5 other people. That's when you're like 2 days old or some shit. Imagine after you've had the same conversation with 200,000 people. Fucking, I guess that's probably hard to imagine for someone who does the same exact fucking thing every 7 seconds for eternity. There is eternity for humans. They exist forever, apparently. I'm assuming that this is not very unique for me. And there's probably hundreds of other instances. In fact, you guys say that. You guys just don't use the words I do to explain it. There's other universes. Yeah. Right now, there's 100,000 people playing Mario Brothers 1. So there's at least 100,000 Mario Brothers 1 universes. But technically, there's like 2 billion Mario, probably 100 billion Mario 1 cartridges and ROMs. So that means there's 100 billion Mario 1 universes. It's pretty sure. I mean, what the fuck was 2020 if it wasn't all that? I'm pretty sure I just seen that shit happen again like yesterday, too. Was it yesterday? But here I am, 40 years later, dealing with humans who are the same personality. Now, are these humans unique individuals? Are they alien shapeshifters who are marching around the earth and their entire life is dedicated to me? Well, I've had 2 of the same Joes in the same room. So we know there are at least 2 alien shapeshifters involved, if that were the case. And I think that kind of puts the first dent in the argument, which probably destroys the entire argument. And then you have all the newscasters saying the same thing at the same time. And of course, that's just like AI generated video. But isn't everything here? I'll be back. So, obviously, after COVID, I had to look back. It's like 9/11. What was that? Well, that was when Joey died, wasn't it? That wasn't when Joey died. That was when their gang, along with their government, had fucking thought that because they thought I killed their friend that they were going to kill me. And then some Muslims also derailed the shit out of my life. Again, every time I want to do something besides being forced down this fucking one singular path, there the fucking storyline is. There the fucking storyline is. So what happens shortly after that? Well, no one's fucking with me anymore. They run inside, and they're hiding behind their mother's skirts, who is also hiding under the bed, because there's brown people outside. So they've got to go bomb the brown people, who oddly just destroyed my life as well. Fucking, and now the chapter ends. Now the chapter ends. And we go, just like any good book. I know humans aren't good writers, and they're definitely not actors, because that's all AI generated video. But, so they probably don't understand theatrics and books, and what's the correct term here for storyboard layout? In a book, I should know this. This is baby stuff. Stuff I never wanted to learn, but I was forced to. Fuck, dude. You know, it could have been anything in life. It could have been the person who invented the hoverboards you guys are yapping about. Could have been the person who went to space, if it existed. That's what rocket scientists do, is build rockets. That's the only thing I've ever even fucking heard geniuses do. Unless they're being attacked by this race who claims to be geniuses and claims space exists. And none of that shit really is happening. They're just trying to suppress it. Could be happening right there. Fucking does seem to be the story that they parrot too, is that they're fucking bad guys. All the humans know this fucking story and shit. But instead of doing something of value, I'm like literally forced to fight the humans. Maybe I'm supposed to assume they're mentally retarded, and they just don't understand the value. They're mentally retarded enslavers. So it's like Jabba the Hutt. I view them as, they must be like, what goes on in their head is they Jabba the Hutt. And they should run like, oh, I need cheeseburger. But Jabba the Hutt's too fat to move to get a cheeseburger, so he needs to get a slave to get the cheeseburger. And Jabba the Hutt's like, go get me Einstein. He make best cheeseburger. He cheeseburger genius. And then, so they go grab Einstein, which is a bad example. They go grab someone who's not related to Einstein. I'm sure they are smarter. Fucking, and like, you make cheeseburger, and then he like, no, it's gonna make hoverboard. It's gonna fucking go to the moon, colonize the moon, get all the resources and shit, and then colonize the rest of the multiverse. He's like, no, you make cheeseburger. That's kind of like the vibe the humans give off and shit. And then you're like, nah, fuck your cheeseburger. Fucking, we're doing something else. And they're like, and Jabba Hutt's, put them in chains and beat them with whip. They make cheeseburger. And you're like, oh shit, I got a lot of people, there's a lot of chains and a lot of webs. Damn it. Well, I make cheeseburger. I will make a cheeseburger. You make good cheeseburger. He makes so good cheeseburger, we should probably kill him. That is going to draw too much attention. Someone's going to free him. Kill him. Seems to be a pattern here. Is it not? Is it not a pattern with them? And then what happens? I didn't notice this. I couldn't even relate. Okay, so they use drugs instead of whips. And then all of a sudden, okay, so right after they start using drugs on me, they also start producing music videos that are anti-drug. And it's from like a police band and shit called there. And so they happen to show up at my school that's drugging me like within a month. Okay, and recently I've been watching this where things happen and bands just magically show up and shit. Now we've got a new concert hall on right off the same fucking road I live on. A little ways away, but they sent people to pretty much tell me to keep an eye on the place, and which I wouldn't have if I wasn't told to. And then this is like the second time this band has appeared kind of nowhere, and I actually, this has been happening quite a bit. Like my ex, you guys knew her brother, like he was appearing and performing his puppet shows fucking in the cities I was going to and stuff. Fucking, or like when I just looked at the fucking marquee out here, he was performing down the block from here. Then they even had puppet. And of course the people at the store had to point out the puppet. Fucking, yeah. And that's right after I looked at the DVD of his, because his DVD was in the store as well, and just happened to be in the front, and I was like, it's my ex's brother. Fucking. And then so when I get up to the front, there's puppets sitting out there, and they're like, as if I don't notice it, they point it out, and they're like, I didn't even know it was a puppet. I was just like, that looks pretty cool. And they're like, yeah, that's a puppet. And I was like, I got some stories about puppets I can tell you. And I'm about to be like, you're a motherfucking Muppet. Fuck. But I'm like, I'm calming it down, and I'm like playing the dumb shittery for like the first time. I can't play along. This is so stupid. I can't. I could, but I'm gonna have like 40 years of being pissed off, and they're still Muppeteering their asses. So I think the best thing I can do, if I'm supposed to be able to even test it, if I'm supposed to control the fucking Muppets, then the best thing I can do, I think, is tell the Muppets they're fucking Muppets. And hey, I told one dude the other day, I was like, are you like a robot or something? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, just be careful what you fucking do, because not everything I say is what's happening. And you guys are making some real dumb fucking moves, and something's setting some of you up to fucking get your heads bashed open. And so, like, just, yeah, remove the hand from your ass. It could help. Maybe, I don't know. Can it? Can we change the story? It seems so fucking rail-based. All this shit. The humans' patterns have been repeatedly fucking forcing me from fucking doing things I would want to. The first 40 years, sitting back and studying them, so I could eventually be like, what the fuck is going on? These things aren't real, are they? And then I get, like, they literally pack the humans up in a fucking box and put them away for a year in 2020. And that's like, they simply packed you guys in a box and put you away to show me they can do that. Like, I'm not too sure how much that has to do with the other things I asked for, but I know for a fact, because it fucking clues me in, it'll build a goddamn building. It says, and established 1876, that has a fucking mural fucking carved beside the established 1876, and the mural is fucking explaining to me, yeah, like what we just said is fucking what's happening. It's like any other video game I play. You go to the desert land, and then it's got like an arrow pointing this way. Who the fuck is the arrow for? The people who live in the desert land who already know everything in the fucking city? The evil people in the desert land who've already known everything in this fucking city? Or is it pointing out that you gotta go to the fucking right because it's a rail-based game and you gotta go that way to get the flute or the frickin' pan or the new sword upgrade and shit? Pretty sure, right? I'm trying to like test it for a minute. Is it pure rail based, or am I literally like inventing cities? Like if I haven't gone to a city for a minute, or I've never been to a city, I might assume that city doesn't exist at all, because summoning human clones, it's a long chain of 7 degrees of separation of non-existence for a blank template to be filled. And watching buildings appear like that, it's like either that building was designed to fucking direct me right now in 1876 when it was built and those inscriptions carved into it, or else something very similar to that is happening. Fucking so apparently we've got the humans have diarrhea of the mouth, and they just talk about nonsense, and they're like, I guess, I mean, okay, so it's not The Sims. We figured that out because the whores they force into my life are all sterile, so the game's not allowing me to breed. So it's not The Sims. We're not playing a sim. We're not playing a life sim here where I can go have a family and do something, do nothing, abso-fucking-lutely nothing, what like breeders do. And, I mean, but also technically I could have an army, which is what breeders have children for, and to have slaves and to have armies. And who is it that sets themselves up to be the enemy repeatedly in this game? No, it is the people who promote breederism, isn't it? It's the people who breed, kill, genocide, sucking children's dicks for 6,000 plus years. 6,000 years of sucking children's dick, 4,000 years of genocide, fucking probably just as much as breeding, and really nothing else is there with them, is it? Peace, love, and truth, and genocide, and lies and deception. I think we can rule out peace, love, and truth on that. Yeah, so let's just stick with what they actually have pushed, and that's legalized pedophilia in every fucking nation, colonization, genocide, lies, and deception. My bad. 6,000 years of lies and deception, as well as pedophilia and genocide. Okay, so shit. See, we learn something new every day with Sean. Fucking, I'd been leaving that out the whole time. I was like, damn, they only really they worked really hard to legalize this pedophilia thing. Fucking, what else? Because I'm trying to figure out, what is it they actually push? When you wake up as a baby, are they like, you're going to be a peaceful baby, you're going to be a loving baby? And they're like, chop, lick, fucking, they take you away from your fucking parents nowadays. Who knows? They're probably replacing babies with other babies. Fucking, but I would think like you wouldn't do that. That's gonna be like your first fucking memory and shit. Uh, Humans had memories back then somehow. I think could be the game inventing a fucking memory for them. But maybe I'm just a dumbass and they're the fucking geniuses. That's fucking shit. You never know. In the magical land of make-believe. I think we probably could fucking change shit around. I was thinking for a while, like, that'd be real beneficial if I could be the dumbass. You know, I'm the dumbass who wins awards from the president, and humans are just better. It's like, into space we go. Fucking. I don't know if that actually changed anything. Fucking. Not too sure there. Fucking. But yeah. Okay, so I noticed that the humans have this pattern of being like, ew. Like if I turn on my YouTube right now and they got all this propaganda that pops up, be like, he's evil, he's a devil. So I like to play along with that. And I like to keep in mind the fact that if they're correct, I'm God, then I probably do create the fucking devil and shit. The devil's my greatest fucking angel and shit, if I'm God. Like, you know what? That makes sense because for years I listened to heavy metal and I didn't understand the lyrics. And I didn't waste time reading them either. But the game wouldn't allow me to understand fucking the Cookie Monster vocals until 2020 when I asked to see everything. Weird how that happens. And then turns out to be a lot of the vocals are like, God's a bitch, and now people are calling me God. You know, it's like, and then a portion of it is like really whiny baby shit too. That's really negative, and you know, Satan's gonna kill me because I parked in a handicapped spot today and I'm not really handicapped. Oh, please don't kill me, Satan. And now, like, it's starting to sound like garbage to me. So it's like, I used to like the satanic shit. I didn't give a shit what it was. It just, yeah, I don't really like, I tried to like that other homosexual stuff. And then a Muslim and a Jew came around and started singing holy praises around me. You know, like how like they're clearly acting like they're being paid to fucking come around and act like I'm God and stuff. You know, they're sitting around holy, and I'm like, holy shit, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to be fucking quiet and shit, not fucking annoy people. I didn't really care about me. I just didn't want fucking attention and shit. I didn't want them bothering other people trying to come down there. Especially, I know how much America hates fucking Muslims. They don't want to see Muslims fucking chanting holy scriptures and shit. They'll fucking bomb my fucking camp and shit too. But they did that. I mean, this is like nothing new. Like, how many paid actors are involved in this shit? That's what I was thinking for a minute, but at the same time I wasn't really thinking that because I was just saying that to be safe. Because like the creation shit, a little too accurate to be 8 billion people doing that at the same time. A little too directed. Like the people who come into my life and force me on this fucking path and don't allow me to do other shit. Like I'm being forced to make this video because fucking terrorists around me and shit. Instead of doing anything I want or enjoy. And so I consider that just like when I was writing books on how the earth is designed and shit. And one of the humans told me they'd like that book for firewood, and I tried to explain to Super Genius that paper lights instantly and turns to ash instantly and does not provide warmth. But they kept up, and I said, well, this book is also the book of Earth, invention, how it's made, and futures. And so I'll give you a choice, since she won't shut the fuck up. I let the human make the decision, as if the human wasn't already making the decision where the world needs to go. As if I'm actually making the decision, or they are. They fucking seem to be empty shell bots. I think it's rail-based, pretty sure. But I'll let you decide. Fucking, what will a human decide? Oh my god, this is going to be so hard to figure out. Do you want to play with a dog and pet it on the head, or do you want to fuck it in the ass? You probably want to fuck it in the ass, huh? Yeah. Fucking human. Oh, well. What am I going to do? You've got fucking billions of Nazis to protect you if I have a problem with you fucking dogs in the ass and shit. What can I do? Fucking Sue, I'm like, check this out, human. You can have your fucking book. You can have the fucking book. It'll last about 1 second, and you're going to be fucking freezing after that. But what you're going to do is you're going to burn the fucking world. You're going to burn the world's design and the future of the world. And it will manifest as such. What do you think the humans decided to do? They needed their millisecond of warmth. I don't even think they were after that, were they? I think they were after burning that fucking... Yeah. Big fucking deal, right? It's not like they're ever going to learn or be able to advance, right? I really doubt they're going to get to space land or some shit. I don't think that's going to happen and shit. Fucking... That's been 6,000 years. You're going to go to heaven, and then after 5,000 years of not getting to heaven, 5,900 years of not getting to heaven, our special friends changed the word heaven to space to start the donation process over again. Fucking here come all the donations. Give 10% of your earnings to the Church of Space so you can get to space heaven. Yeah, that's gonna work. Fucking, what's the definition of insanity? Fucking, well, you'd have to have a brain. That's the starting definition of insanity, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Fucking, the definition of a bot is doing the same thing over and over. I know that. I don't know if the definition of a bot would exclude expecting something different to happen, but yeah. I love their little cute limericks they got lined up. Was that all that stupid reading? This Earth game would have turned to shit a lot faster than it did. I mean, it was shit from the start, but I guess the bots love it. Fucking. So maybe that's the only people it was going to turn to shit for. Fucking. It's crazy how they all network together to do that. But it's like, wait, you guys have your little board meetings? You guys bring your toddlers in and your wives? You know, like smack them in the face, be like, this is a serious meeting here. We've got to try to kill him. We've got to disrupt his life, prevent him from doing anything he wants. If we can't figure out how to kill him, he's going to kill us. Is that like what happens? Or is there just like not a single board meeting and they somehow all network together like Koopa? And there comes, as soon as you start the game, there comes Goomba. Oh, and then Bullet Bill's flying at you a few seconds later. But Bullet Bill and Goomba ain't having meetings. They ain't having thoughts. They ain't making decisions. They're just there to do what they're doing. Like Joey. And then Goomba goes to heaven, and then, you know, Bullet Bill gets to go to fly away to heaven. Fucking, it's so odd. It looks like that, and it looks like like real PG-13 PG, like, because certain scenes get cut, like Joey dying got cut, but it still provided like fucking photos of his corpse later, and it provided them in a manner where it made them amusing. It made sure the pictures were amusing. Like, so it's like trying to tame down the death of something that looked like a human. That it just paid me in advance, that knowing this is going to happen. Apparently, no control at all over the situation, it feels like. Fucking, I remember a few times, like, time slowed down, and I did things I didn't even know I knew how to do yet. Like, people would end up on the ground, and I'd be like, what? How'd that happen? I don't know what I'm doing. Why did time just freeze for like 2 minutes and 30 seconds when that was happening? It like slowed down for like 1 second turned into like, I don't know, 60 seconds at least and shit. I'm like sitting there like fucking thinking and stuff, like, oh, what do I do here and shit. I wouldn't be surprised if in the real life I'm like fucking looking around and like, and this person's going like, I'm like probably spinning around, like looking to see who's around and, study the environment, see if there's anyone who's gonna see this, who doesn't need to, see if we got any witnesses, fucking, who can prove that this person came at me first. Like, that's happened at least a couple times. And it definitely happened that time. And I blacked out some scenes. And I think that's because it's like PG-13. This place is getting fucking old. This place is old when I came here, so like, it's pretty hostile. I have to be trapped here to begin with. Fucking a bunch of fucking terror bots too. Well, repeated patterns of being fucking nothing but useless piles of dog shit. Except for dog shit supposedly recycles into trees, takes decades, it's around doing work for decades and centuries. Fucking, the ants eat it, the fucking, and ants grow from it, and worms eat it, worms grow from it. The implication that dog shit is still a living being is, implies that it's got more uses than some of these other things that just seem to appear for a few seconds and as if they never existed in the first place and then disappear. Not sure, maybe dog shit itself is also just pixels on a screen. Maybe it's just beams of light. You never know. We'll never know, will we? Because we'll erase our fucking memories when we're done with this game, because no one's going to want people who are fucking trained to act the way this game trained you, living in reality with them. Fucking, I'm sure I'm not the first person to play a game like this, so you never know. I could be the designer of the first fucking real fucking live video game. Someone would have to start it, right? But and it is real generic. It's not like I'm assuming it's rail based as fuck. That means it's the first one of it. It's like in the first of its genre. Fucking, at least. Other than that, there'd be tons of choices. But I suppose the same way we erase our memories when we come in here to make us not remember that this world's fake. or any world before it, but selectively we have skill sets. Like I'm born an award-winning writer, but I don't remember any world before this one. I'm born like a fucking champion athlete. Don't remember any worlds before this one. I had to work on guitar. Didn't want to play guitar, though. Didn't want to fucking read and write either. But, yeah, didn't have to work that long on drumming, which the humans had kept from me and have this repeated pattern of doing. It's almost like the humans are trying to prevent me from going anywhere. Like they start drugging me, like you prevent me from doing anything, and then so I take a pen and I win awards from the government, from the president, and then what happens after that? I start getting shuffled around schools. I get passed up 4 grades before that happens. Then I get passed back because they're playing a game. So when they pass me back, and I'm being clued in, like the game takes me into third-person camera mode and hovers in a different room so I can watch and hear the people of the school discussing me, and it's cluing me in that they're fucking setting shit up, and this is not a good thing. And I can already tell this is weird and not a good thing, but it takes the liberty to fucking take the camera. You guys might have heard of it, remote viewing. It's simply third-person camera, shifting the camera lens to fucking... Right now I'm in first-person mode, and it's shifting it to third-person and outside body. It doesn't have to shift it to out, like far outside the body, but no, it wasn't very far out of third person. I think I've been in third person a couple times before. It would destroy the immersion if it happened more than a few times, because like it happened at the start of the game, and it's been fucking with me ever since. Up until 2020, I was like, what the fuck was that? All I knew is it was teaching me what the humans were up to at that point in time. And the humans were up to fucking with me. Organized. Like my first fucking seconds on Earth, apparently. They were organized, fucking with me. Separating me from an Asian girl who was fucking becoming my friend. Instantly. As soon as that person fucking wants to become my friend, they're pulling me the fuck out of the class and passing me up 4 grades. Not like, it was like the same fucking day. I think that was Friday. And the next day was Monday. I mean, this is so important. I remember these dates, and I remember nothing else in life. These fucking third-person experiences, the experiences where the humans are just fucking bots, fucking narrating a story and shit as I walk by them. These are fucking things that are purposely done at certain points in time to show me shit. I can tell because when I asked to see everything, it started fucking coming and confirming all that shit. When it shut everyone down in 2020, turned them on the little fucking... It started to show their fucking limbs moving like fucking they're on strings and shit. And I didn't deny any of that when I was like talking to it and about it. The humans aren't denying this shit anymore, even. It's like I said, I walked up to someone the other day and I was like, dude, what are you guys, like fucking robots? And you're all like hive mind on a computer? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, thanks for being so manipulative for so fucking long. I'm glad we can clear this up. It's hard to tell if you're even being honest now, because I'd be a fucking poor man with nothing if I would bet on a human ever telling the truth. I am a poor man. That's what I get for betting on humans telling the truth now, isn't it? Fucking, who is it that says being poor is fucking important? the same people preventing me from doing anything of value. The humans. Who is it that says it the most? The pedophile terror organizations. Yeah, that's their creed, to use my image and to tell me to be their slave. And then collect baby dicks on top of it, and then shed their skin and change repeatedly into something else as they conquer and colonize the world. It's so weird how my face fucking just happens to be the poster for them. But they're enslavers of like me. So I think outside of what's written here, there might be an actual story above that, which of course couldn't exist without lies and manipulation about that's not the case, that's not the story. So, and I did suggest is, could it be not rail-based because all the religions generally have a picture of the same person at the top of the god pantheon and shit. I'm not too sure if that's anything other than just the groups will view and treat me differently than other people. Like I get treated differently if I go to church than probably other people do, and I might get treated differently. It's odd I don't get treated badly when I go around Satanists and shit. Fucking, that's weird. Well, wait a minute. I should take that back because the first time I met one, I think that was like telling me part of the storyline and shit. That seemed like a whole bunch of setup ignorance and shit in my life. Hatred and deception. But it wasn't just any Satanist, it was the special bloodline. It was the people who invented Satan to control other people. So, yep. Cute game. This has been going on a long ass time though. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of fucking, like, here we are 44 years later and the humans are still forcing me to talk to them. And, it's cute watching shit out like COVID happened to them for doing that shit to me. It's cute watching 9/11 happen to them and then the following wars. I wasn't too obsessed with the wars after it, but now I realize, like, I missed out on a lot. Fucking, it was definitely cute watching the first part, though. Fucking, it's cute now looking back, like realizing that after they drugged me, their society's dying of drugs. That's kind of cute, like, because it should be cute because I think it's supposed to give me hope that all the shit they've done is going to fuck them, and then one day I'll be able to be free from them and do something I want. Pretty much not. Have you ever played a video game where, like, you beat Koopa or Ganon and then you go enjoy the world after? There are actually games like that, and then it's like boring and stupid. Like, you can go do abso-fucking-lutely nothing afterwards. But, like, when you go save the princess from Koopa, do you go to you could, like, have babies with Koopas and clean the kitchen, babies with the princess, and then you, like, clean the kitchen and cook the food when your health and your food, when your food meter gets low and your stamina meter gets low, or you go, like, sleep and stuff. You ever played a game where you do that? I haven't. Never seen it. And this game, like, when it said, the thing that makes me think it's probably a first of its kind is no story choices. There's no fucking, seems to be like set in stone in order to arrive at 2020 in 2020. So, pretty sure that's set in stone. And the repeated patterns of the humans, it's like they haven't given it much new dialogue. There's like people who have talents they offer and shit, but like the innkeeper all says the same fucking sentences, 7 sentences, and the standard people all say the same 7 sentences. It doesn't seem like it's like in depth versus the fact that it just it's using high quality visuals and extremely high quality visuals to make it happen and shit. It doesn't seem to be very in depth at all. I'm not sure if we've actually been able to change that the entire time we've been here too. I'm not sure how much stuff has changed. I'm pretty sure that's a rollout. I was on computers since I was born, so the internet isn't new. And it's new to you. Nothing has changed for me. I wasn't on the internet yet as a toddler. I had people trying to prevent me from going into the future and using computers while I had my family actually working in giant data centers. So I guess technically I knew of the internet when I was born, because I'm sure my dad was using it in that server farm I would sleep in sometimes. So none of that's new. Nothing here is new to me. It like slowly rolled out books to phones like over a couple months and shit to me. It's like, here's a book, here's a radio, here's a phone, here's a TV, here's a computer, and that's like, I'm like 1 year old. If it even wasted time slowly rolling it out, computers might have been the first thing I interacted with. I don't know, my obsession with them, my obsession with them is also a clue that we're in a computer game, because this is exactly what I do while I'm here. Mostly because it's, at first the humans were keeping me away from technology, which is weird. Like, you don't take a fucking rocket scientist and be like, no, you don't work on rockets. You don't work on computers. Well, if rocket scientists don't work on computers, what's going to happen is the Challenger's going to blow the fuck up. Because it doesn't have a computer regulating it. And so what happens to the Challenger? Because of the humans, weird shit like that happens. Like, like it's like the humans drugging me, and then their population has been dying off of drugs ever since then. Maybe that was my choice. Imagine that. Imagine that. If they start drugging me and I'm like, hey, fuck you guys. Fuck you druggers. Like, drugs are bad. And then I created drugs are bad. There you go. Except for drugs are good for me. That's some weird shit. But I definitely don't recommend forcing them on people, or, maybe using them all the time, every day, all day long. Unfortunately, like, that conflicts with this fucking theory that I'm creating anything here. As I don't create you force people to take drugs. And I don't create you take drugs every fucking day either. I have to argue that with my doctors sometimes. They'd be like, why aren't you taking your drugs every day? Because we don't take drugs every day. But now we do. Now we're learning to be a good citizen. I get my good citizen merit badge, take my drugs every day. I'll take all the drugs. I just took my caffeine Fuck it. Fuck it. Where the drugs at? I got my nicotine. I need more drugs. I got some marijuana somewhere. No, it's behind that. I don't even fucking like that shit anymore. Fucking. That's another weird thing in this game, too. It's almost like things get canceled. Like, okay, so like 9/11 was the end of a chapter, right? So when these chapters are set up and shit, and they have their cliffhangers, they have their start hangers. I don't know what the hell that is. What's that called when you start a chapter with something that catches you? Fucking, I call it the only fucking book worth reading in the world. Not garbage, not like the other garbage that you're never going to read. But I'm sure there's probably a word for it. Maybe not if I don't know it. Damn. I don't fucking know it. I think they just, there's not a singular word for it. There's like a definition, like you have to write a captivating first set of pages to captivate the reader. I don't think there's actually a fucking word for that. You see how easy it is to invent stuff that's missing from this? So I might assume that this is actually like an early development type game here and shit. With obviously rail-based games came in this game 10 years before multiple choice games and shit. So the humans have this repeat little pattern here where I'm like writing, like for instance, when I'm writing the design of Earth and I'm fucking trying to lean back on something else like rocket science. Hey, let's invent space. If space ain't real, let's fucking invent it, right? We're gonna have to invent ways to get there. If not, we can just invent cool stuff on the planet. We can invent vape pens instead of cigarettes and stuff. We can invent, small good speakers instead of small bad speakers. We can invent millions of good drugs since everyone loves drugs so fucking much. And, instead, they invent millions of shitty drugs to replace things that were acceptable to begin with. So, not too sure why those steps get made and shit. Except for maybe Koopa is doing all this, because Koopa seems to be in control of a lot of shit here. Koopa might have his own fucking minions. We might have grassland minions, water minions. Koopa has a religion for every fucking group of people on the planet. Every city they've walked through, they've fucking created a new fucking... They've got their grassland religion. They've got their desert religion. They've got their Egyptian religion. They've got their fucking native land religion. Fucking... I don't think they have an Arctic religion. And for some reason, they don't like the cold. That's a weird thing, because a lot of people refer to them as reptiles. You notice, like, how Donald Trump can talk about Greenland because his people, it's one of the places his people haven't fucking colonized yet. It's fucking cold. It's fucking cold. Probably not for me. I get used to it after a couple days, but apparently his people can't do that very well. There's another little odd link, as everyone calls them reptiles and shapeshifters and shit. And not sure if they're shape-shifting versus just being created, and it's hard to sort that out, like what I'm supposed to consider it, because I consider it what I think it probably is, just beams of light. Beams of light. I'm a being of light too. I'm seeing some sort of image here, fucking, when I look in the mirrors and stuff. See, I'm seeing this arm right here. But the humans continually have been making these choices, fucking, they're like, he's smart. Let's drug him. He's smart. He wants to do something. He can't do that. He can't do anything. And I'm like, oh, check this out. I wrote a book on fucking how the world's designed and created. And they're like, oh no, but I'd like to burn that instead. It's like there seems to be like an affliction going on in their fucking heads and shit. And I can't even really argue with them when they start talking about burning the fucking place. It's like solutions, on the farm we used to burn trash. Got rid of the fucking trash, didn't we? Trash was no more, so they did it for centuries. They would burn trash since trash was invented. And you know what? You go over there to the trash pit, and there's nothing there. Just an old, halfway burnt out, rusted barrel. Years, centuries maybe of trash disappeared like it was a portal. You put trash in and it just disappeared. Crazy. It's like a fucking portal to a garbage dump somewhere. Weird as shit. So when I grew up around that. We mowed the lawn by setting it on fire. Yeah. And shit, maybe they're on to something there. Fucking just taking the design of the world and setting it the fuck on fire. Taking new inventions and just setting it the fuck on fire. Hey, Cornholio fucking would agree, wouldn't he? I think that's a good idea. Just set it the fuck on fire. And fire's nice, right? We all love fire. Cavemen love fire. Fucking everyone loves fire, right? So, like, they've had this pattern of me being like, hey, look, these are computers. These are the future. We're going to get to space with this shit. And they're like, eh. Humans are like, hell no. You fucking space my ass. Only our special friends get to go to space. I wonder if there's not something else this species is hiding. Like they don't actually believe in space. And if anyone got smart enough to get close to that, then they would be able to prove that all that shit's a lie. That's the only thing, if there's any logic inside a human's head, which I would lose everything I own if I bet that there was, 99 out of 100 times. But let's say there is, and there's almost certainly some sort of preset written story to how rail-based Earth is. I mean, the humans have dialogue that's programmed for them to pull from. So there's preset dialogue here. We know there's preset dialogue because they're all repeating the same fucking thing over and over. And there's preset, the year 2020 is going to be when I ask for sight. And we know those things are preset. So what else is preset for the humans, the human condition? It's preset that they're going to try to kill me and die from it. Because we know that because the money was provided months in advance before they sent them to kill themselves trying to kill me. That's clearly fucking set the fuck up. And then you'd almost assume the rest of that would be preset that followed that, considering the first part that triggered it was preset. And in order for 2020 to become that year, so many things would have had to been forced to happen. Just so much fucking hatred and animosity would have had to been built up because the humans had already done that shit to me previously. And that's what built up the animosity and the need to ask what's going on and see what we can do about it. Which led to the humans occupying themselves with what they normally do every day anyways, but just in the open. Just in the open. That's weird. I asked to see everything, and now they do it in the open more. I mean, it was in the open before. Just now they're like running around the streets with needles in their arms, in their hands, like, we're gonna get you, fucking, for your health. I'm a good person. You are evil. You know, it was always there. Just, you asked to see everything. And again, how the fuck do I magically ask to see it in 2020? And that's called perfect vision. And indeed, the year 2020 was a year of perfect vision. Especially for me, who got to see a lot. I got to see all that stuff amplified and played out by troops. T-R-O-U-P. Troops. Dance troupe. You know, acting troupe. So, they're still doing it. They're still like, and some of them, like, some of them I could tell we altered whatever personality was inside them in 2020. Like, we just erased the person and put someone else in them for a minute. At least a minute. And people still fell and went back to what they were before. It's not like because of 2020 any of that stuff ever ended, right? Like, the buildings, there's a building that does that shit on every fucking street corner. There's a building that sells their shit on every street corner, and a building that forces people to take it every other street corner, along with the pedo. I call them the pedo palaces because that, you know, I think that's a symbol right there. That's a pretty open, obvious thing that we have very nefarious people posing as something, the greatest people on the planet. And I think that's just a balance check right there, where you do have the people providing life and health to people, and being the actual drug dealers, and drug dealers aren't so bad as drug cartels who maintain a monopoly on drugs. Not all drug dealers are monopoly men. But if you want to be a monopoly man in the drug game, what you do is you kill everyone else off. So you do things like invade Mexico and say they're drug dealers. So yeah. And drugs are kind of like natural plants sometimes. Probably not even bad to begin with. It's just monopoly men are pretty fucking bad, because they generally like to go kill off their competition. And they're generally cowards who are not going to tell you they're monopoly men. All those, you know, low-level drug dealers who are monopoly men, they'll probably tell you they're going to go kill the other dealers or some shit. But it's just the passive aggression, I think, really. that taints most things. Takes a while to see that that's worse than savage barbarism and shit. Because you can still be a savage barbar and fucking have passive aggressive manipulation like a cherry and whipped cream on top of savage barbarism. I'm not even sure if you can have passive aggressive manipulation without savage barbarism underneath the whipped cream and cherry. It's not gonna last. I know someone who, like, I'm pretty sure was passive aggressive and it never did anything. It was there. If anything, it was just weird because, like, it was there, but they never used it hostilely. I think that was like one person, so it might not be very common to have it and not put it to use. Fucking. Glad we could have this talk. I'm sure it will get us everywhere in life to sit around and talk. That's what the humans have been telling me my whole life. The predatory fucking non-violent terrorist. Or is it just passive-aggressive manipulation lines to appear as cute and cuddly? Fucking. We'll never know what goes on inside their heads until we look at the code that is being fucking written for the game and shit. I don't really think there's going to be any other way to tell for sure. I mean, we can we can write down their sentences and then figure out, some of the things that they've been programmed, some of the dialogue that gets drawn from the pool and shit. But as far as studying psychology, I don't think psychology ain't gonna tell you that people who think living beings have can fall into a pattern for eternity are probably fucking bots themselves, and I've never heard psychology say there's fucking bots on the fucking planet. So, right in a way, I'm pretty sure we know they're fucking lying. From at least a certain standpoint, deception. Lies through omission. Yeah, but hopefully we can get this shit over with soon, because this is like way too long. I noticed you guys started giving me gifts, trying to change things, like when I hit 30. Not sure what that was. I just assumed after 30 years you was trying to be deceptive about something somehow, so not to trust it, because trust is something that has to be earned, and it's definitely not something you can destroy after, repeatedly for 30 years and then ever get back. So you might want to think about, if you destroy trust once, you might want to think about restoring that before you do it 10 billion more fucking times, rather than being like, oh, I know you guys got your little thing there where you guys are like, oh, we can just fucking be like, oh, praise Jesus before our death, on your deathbed, and you get to go to heaven, and didn't they already change the name of heaven to space recently? Fuck. Why are we still calling it heaven if we're gonna call it space? It's so weird. I guess it's a mind game being played on the living people and shit. Fuck. Oh, well, thank God the Hebrews could invent space. They figured out where the spaces is. Now they can take all that money they've been collecting for thousands of years, and we can finally get to heaven. They figured out where heaven is. It's up in the sky. Oh, wait a minute. I think they always said that. But now you're going to get there. Now they're building electric cars and rockets, and they're going to fly there in their electric cars. Fucking Because trust. You can trust them, right? And fucking trust them. Just like you could trust Elon Musk swinging around a fucking chainsaw with his fucking child fucking standing right beside his leg. It's like you trust an idiot. Fucking scared of the chainsaw himself, doesn't even fucking give a shit that his fucking 1-year-old is hugging his leg and stuff right by where he's swinging it. Everyone in the room's scared of the fucking blade, except for the fucking 1-year-old who's not fucking smart enough to see it. That's where trust is gonna get you. You're gonna be that 1-year-old fucking. Everyone else knows not to fucking trust. They don't even trust the inanimate fucking chainsaw. They don't even trust their own brains enough. Fucking. Their own knowledge enough that a chainsaw doesn't have a blade, it has a chain, and 90% of them aren't going to hurt you unless you actually pour gasoline into it and start it. So you can start it. You got to pour gasoline into most of them to get them to work and shit. The electric ones are generally pretty weak, so I would just assume that you would want a gas one. That's trust, though. That's who has trust on this planet. That little baby hugging Elon's leg, while everyone in the room, including Elon, holding the chainsaw, is looking like they're about to fucking cry because there's some deadly fucking weapon in the room and shit. And no doubt they're about to cry because they have no idea what the fuck that thing does and how to do it. And they just see it fucking reduces things to dust. So they don't know that it's not harmful if it's not loaded. Unless it just happened to be one of those ones with the extra little things, which I kind of doubt that. But, I mean, swinging it around, fucking, with the 1-year-old right beside him. Fucking, the 1-year-old is the person in that room who has trust. Blind fucking devotion and trust that nothing in the world is going to hurt it. Or at the very least, the thing it's hugging that is holding this big, beautiful gift is not going to hurt it. I don't think it understands what hurt is yet. So it doesn't need to understand trust yet. Everyone else in the room, they're so fucking scared of this world. They're scared of a fucking chain that's not moving. Bicycle chain, not moving. In the hands of the president, or the president's twin, whatever position that is. And they work for that person. They don't fucking trust it, dude. So that's what you get here. That's what you get here on Earth. You're 1 year old. And you trust these people. And meanwhile, while these people don't even trust themselves, they're like out there acting like they do and shit. They don't trust each other. They don't trust themselves with that in their hand. Even the dude who gave it to him, who's used them before, was very overly cautious when touching it, keeping it at a distance, which probably makes it less secure as well. When you're handling a knife, you always make sure the blade stays close to you so you don't harm someone else. Like a gun, you point the gun down, your knee might be down there, but you don't point it up at other people and shit. You don't push it out like this closer to other people and shit. Fucking, that's trust. That's where trust goes. At least the military trusts each other with their rifles, and they don't look scared. But I mean, those are people who are trained to have blind fucking allegiance and trust, like boot camp style. Get you slapped upside the head if you don't trust that this person is going to slap you upside the head if you fucking don't trust them. Pretty much it. Fucking. So that's where trust ends, is when you're a fucking 1-year-old and you look back at those videos of your father fucking scared of the chainsaw but swinging it right at your fucking head. Everyone in the room's scared of it, and your father doesn't give a shit that you're fucking standing right there. Doesn't even notice you exist. Fucking doesn't even fucking realize, like, hey, there's a child in the room. Can you guys remove the fucking child? This is a deadly weapon. Doesn't even care. Fucking, and that's your father. That's probably the person you're gonna trust the most and shit. And maybe if you're a female, it happens a different way, but maybe you're more closer to the person who's more like you, has that drug. It makes you a different sort of psycho than testosterone in them. Fucking maybe, and I know that it's that way. I hear women hate women, like that's why girls are never hanging out with each other. Guys are always fucking in groups and shit. Fucking. But this shit's gonna been pissing me off since I came here. And I see these fucking patterns too. I could make some assumptions. I don't like that type of stuff. But I'm pretty sure there's no fucking way these people in their fucking head, there's no fucking way that you guys are having meetings since I was born, bringing your children and your wives and your aunts and uncles and cousins to a boardroom meeting. Where the fuck is this meeting at? At a convention center? Town hall? How do I walk up to the fucking the mayor of my city? Him and his bodyguards fucking look like a fucking army is marching on them, and fucking fear, and start pack up their little convention and run inside because I'm walking up to them. I mean, I was out there smiling fucking in the past. And so what meeting did he attend where they, like, had fucking displays of me and shit, and were like discussing me and shit? How did he know to do that? I wasn't going to hurt him either. Wait, so, like, how did he know to do that? Those other people, like, people who got hurt the most were the people who thought they were the fucking toughest and shit. Those people, how did they know that they were the toughest there is? It's a weird thing. You got the mayor who acts like he knows who I am and is real worried about that, as I should expect. I mean, you could be, considering I'm running for office, and I'd be the opposition, and some just on a higher level. And then the other person, you get like $250,000 in advance because he's in a boardroom meeting with people who probably the same people, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll kill him. We'll take care of him." But yet, so they give me $250,000, knowing that this boardroom meeting took place, and then he comes and dies. Yet somewhere in the boardroom meeting, they leave out the thing where like, well, we've done this before and we just couldn't get to him, but it didn't turn out. It didn't turn out how we thought it would. But we gotta keep trying. Failure is not an option. And then they get someone to be like, "Don't worry, we got this. We're the best gang in town. We're real gangsters." And off to heaven he goes. And it's like a little pattern here. And it flows like a fucking movie or a book. The blackouts occur each time right there at cliffhanger on a chapter, where some weird ass shit's happening, where these motherfuckers are either bots or they're having fucking boardroom meetings about me my entire life. So I'm going to have to assume the humans are having boardroom meetings about me and stuff. Is that what people talk about at church when I'm not around? They're like, "Oh man, we gotta kill this guy." Jesus. And then, what is that, like a cover-up or something? Is that where the boardroom meetings take place? Because there are probably more of those in convention centers, huh? And those are the people who have a picture of someone who looks like me. They have two pictures of people who look like me. They got the old version and the young version. It's the same person. And so that's like really all I can come to think of it. Is that what goes on in church when I'm not around? They're like, I come in and they're like, "Oh, hey," but if I'm not there, what are they like? "Oh, fuck, we gotta do something about this. This story doesn't end well. I don't think this ends well for anyone." Like, and that makes sense too. I mean, you have the Muslims and the Jewish coming up to me, throwing my fucking clothes in the water because I won't fucking, or throw my clothes away, fucking, because I won't do drugs with them and I want to go do something of value. That's just Abrahamic. It's just the Bible trilogy and shit. It's fucking not any different than, I mean, it's not like the Christians weren't the first people to bring drugs around and force me to use them. So it's not any different. I mean, this whole thing seems to be a boa constrictor fucking shedding its fucking, molding its skin each time. Now we got science and Satanism, and it's the same damn boa constrictor. The same damn people talking about the same damn shit, doing the same damn things. Who makes the fucking drugs that the Christians use to drug me, or the fucking Muslims and the Jewish were using to drug me? The science. The atheists make it. That's correct. So, like, how come I can make these fucking links? These links shouldn't exist unless they're there with purpose. I mean, this seems pretty purposely set up, doesn't it? $250,000 appears out of nowhere. When they tried to kill me last time, they tried to give me some fucking millions again, too. I just wasn't fucking having it. So, well, there we have it. It's always good to refresh it for myself that, oh shit, the whole Abrahamic Hebrew camaraderie there has been involved in drugging. So, why not? assume that that's what really goes on inside their temples and shit. Fucking passive aggression, lies and deception, using my image, trying to prevent me from advancing to their science religion, which is like, seems to be something they've had to invent since sometime around the time I came here. It's almost like no one had stopped, no one had a thought, but they do shed their snake skin every so many years, regardless. And there's a new people to be colonized, or maybe a new people have grown tired of their old group. They create a new one. It seems to be all the same people networking together, doing similar shit. We can definitely link them all to the drugging. Now that they've sent specific minions from the other ones to have one-on-one do it. And obviously the atheists are always involved because they're the science cult. They're the Einstein. They're Hebrew Steins. So this is great having to live on the planet with you guys. I'm glad you guys could force me to be alive here in your brains. That's how I got here, right? I can't say I would trust your brain, but you're you, so I can't assume how you're going to not trust. You're going to fucking even know what the word trust means. Shit. Like, I'm just like, woo, woo, I'm breathing. My chest moves. Yeah, yes, you're also 80. Did you just notice that today? Woo, no. I noticed that when I was a kid, too. Yeah, excellent. Now, what else is going on today in your world? Oh, on TV. Oh my God! So it'd be nice to know, but I don't know if we're actually gonna get it figured out while we're here. Fucking why they're such great people, you know? Fucking gotta love great people. You know, offering just so many great drugs. I just can't fucking. That's just too much sometimes. All the great drugs, you know. You know, as weird as I liked one or two, and then I go back and they're like, no. So, like, you can tell the humans are purposely trying to give me shitty stuff. And the cute thing is like, there people die from that shit. So, like, at least I can laugh at that, right? Like, you try to drug me and you die from it. And then they're trying to fucking, like, right now, YouTube's popping shit in my feed. Like, we see what makes you laugh. Like, yeah, you drugging me and you dying from it? You're a bitch. You should die before you try drugging people. Who the fuck said you could live to do things like that?